Happy Wednesday, students. So I realized I forgot to make your video for your Monday announcement. So here we go. Um, you all are doing really, really well. I am very impressed with all the work you've turned in. To now, I've graded all the work from week one. So be sure that you go to your grade book and look at my comments, even if your grade is good. I try to make actionable comments for you for your work as you move forward. So go ahead and always take a look at what I have to say. Like I said, I'm really, really impressed with the Padlet work that you've been doing. Um, so this week you're working on that Robert Frost poem. You also have, if we look at let's go back to the Monday announcement. So sometimes I'll post something, usually it'll be a short poem, really for your enjoyment, and I often will give you extra credit opportunities. This is not in lieu of your work. This is you really, you want to make sure you're doing your work because these are all very low stakes points, but they all add up. And I really enjoy reading what you have to say. And so this week you can go and respond to this different Robert Frost poem from the one we're working on in your video response. This one's called Dust of Snow. And I'll show you where the link to that Padlet for our response is if you want to do that. There's no pressure. You don't have to. It's really just up to you. All right. So, I sometimes I'll include a cute picture that makes me feel happy, like this little fox. So for this week, let's just kind of recap what we have to do. You've got that practice reading response video on Frost's Nothing Gold Can Stay poem. You're going to do a short video response. You don't have to include video. You could just do audio. That's up to you. I like it when I see videos, but you know that it's your choice. So then you want to go and respond to one of your classmates. And um, let me just say that if someone's responded to your Padlet post, don't delete it because it turns out I can't. Um, if you've created a post, you can always delete it, even if there is a reply to it. But please don't do that because that's someone else's work. So make sure that you are leaving your posts. And if you want to edit it, that's fine, but don't delete your post once someone has responded to it. The other thing this week that's due on Sunday, okay, so that practice reading response Padlet video is due Thursday. That's your virtual attendance assignment. That's both your post as well as your response post. Then Sunday, you have your MLA scavenger hunt that's due. Remember, this is uh, designed to help you get comfortable with the aspects of Coastal's library databases that we're going to use for this first essay. The questions or the searches that I'm asking you to do are relevant to the stories that you're reading that we're going to start reading next week. You have to have two sources in that first big essay that's due mid-semester, and this scavenger hunt is getting you ready. These sources are theoretically useful for you, depending on what story you choose. So, that being said, next week we're going to start with our first story. We're going to read Ray Bradbury's The Pedestrian. You want to read it, think about it next week. And we do have a short week, although, this is an online class, but technically Monday is not a class because it's Martin Luther King Day holiday. So, but everything will post just the same next week. All right, so let's kind of take a quick look. So we're going here. Remember, this is how you move around in your class. So we're going to go here, and now we're into week 2. And so everything you need is here under week 2, again with the directions that I have at the announcement. You're going to click in there. Here's that scavenger hunt worksheet at the very top. Here, if you scroll down, is where you turn it in. All right. Then here, this takes you directly to the alphabetized databases that the worksheet, if we take a look at the worksheet, we can do that. Let me download it. Some of you have already started it. Some of you have already finished it. Again, I'm really impressed. I'm very pleased with the work y'all are doing. So again, it's what you're going to turn in with this scavenger hunt. It's going to look like a works cited page. So be sure that you're keeping that in mind. You're not going to list them in this order that I'm telling you to search. You're going to alphabetize your entries. It's going to look like a works cited page at the back of a research paper. Okay. So I tell you why it's important, and here are your directions. And you're going to use the search terms exactly as I've presented, including the use of quotation marks and the and. So I tell you here in bold which search bar to use. So the one search bar, that's your main search bar. I tell you what to type in. And I tell you roughly how many results at least I got when I did this back 2 weeks ago when I was designing this. So it may have changed ever so slightly, but you'll get something close to what I got. And again, you're going to choose those. Uh, Sometimes you only get 7 results. Sometimes you get only 1 or 2 results. So you'll make your choices. Let me get out of here. And then you're going to turn it into a works cited page. Here is your link to MLA's quick guide. This is, let me see how many pages, 8 pages, kind of boiled down to what you need to know. The other thing is your little Seagull handbook. When you click into that, if you come down here, you scroll down under research, under MLA style, we're using MLA, you are going to be doing a works cited page. So you can click over here at your works cited page, and it tells you, it gives you directions depending. Most of these are all articles. So if we go back, let me go back. You can see it's articles and other short works. So article in a journal. Most of what you have is an article in a journal. So here is your basic print journal, and here's your basic online journal. Okay. So this should walk you through it. And then if we go back, how should your page look at the end? So let's take a sample research paper. Let's go ahead and look at that, and let's go all the way down to the end. What you are turning in is going to look like this. Okay. Remember that from 111 where you did your research paper and you had your works cited page? You are going to turn in something that looks like this. You'll have, let's go back to, oh, let me go ahead and we'll look and see. So if we look at our scavenger hunt, you're going to create 9 works cited entries. So I have 9 searches for you to do. Okay. And you're going to format that, and it's going to look like a works cited page like this. All right. Go back to our week 2 and just kind of finish this stuff. Here's where you post for, there was a little confusion about how to get to the Padlet. So just sort of think a thing about Blackboard, when you look at these icons on the side, when it's a link, like a linked chain, this underlined is the link. So that's true for discussion board, that's true for Padlet. You go click on that underlined title and it takes you somewhere. Okay, and I have a screenshot. This is the poem itself. These are the directions. I have the directions here, but some people want them in front of them while they're, at the link or whatever. It's going to take you there and it's going to take you to your Padlet page. And you can see one of your classmates has already posted a video. So you want to get that done. Remember, by tomorrow night, both your post as well as your response need to be there. Okay. Here's the rubric, how I'm going to grade it. This is not where you're going to submit work. Although, I mean, if you want to submit the the notes you took here, that's fine. You can submit, but you're submitting your video here at Padlet. If you want to submit anything you did, that I'm good with that. You can submit any notes you took, anything if you want me to see that. That's fine. You can just click on here and upload a screenshot. You can upload a PDF, like a scan of notes you took, and that would be good. Again, here's where you do your scavenger hunt. Here's your story for next week. Now, here's your extra credit Padlet. If you want to take advantage, this has to be done by Sunday, January 19th, just like your scavenger hunt. You're going to read the poem and you're going to reflect 4 to 5 sentences, imagery, tone, anything you want. Or it could be a creative response. You could do a photograph, a drawing, anything you want, video. And then you need to engage with one of your classmates, assuming if you're the only person, obviously you can't do that. But if someone else posts, you want to go and respond back. And I'm going to grade it based mainly on content. That's 15 points. And of course, if no one responds, then 20 points content. Timeliness, if it's done by the due date, that's the other 5 points. All right. So if there are no questions, that's your work for the week. And next week on Monday, this reading response unit will open up for you. But you can get a head start by reading the story, The Pedestrian. All right.